eye. The Bulldogs looking to stack the box. Immediately, quick pitch, and met by a host. That's number 5, Bo Sechrist, followed up with Peyton Samar on the stack-up.
We talked with the Lewisburg radio guys who've been doing it forever, Greg Wetzel and Justin Michaels, before the game, and he said, Lewisburg, they can run the ball a little bit. They can do some things, but thus far in the season, they have not been able to throw the football at all. Only threw it 3 times last week for 3 yards. So obviously the Bulldogs honing in on the rushing attack.
Bulldogs special teams deep to receive. Elijah Jordan and Dathan Tyson back. Cohen with the kick. He's going to punt it away. Almost touched. This ball's going to hit the ground. They got to get away from it. Downed immediately by number 11. A little early, but that's Tyler Kitchens. So the Bulldogs good field position again. That's away from the kickers. I'm not real frustrated with the lack of a fair catch there. It's early. So the Bulldogs, look, they're already to the line and they're hungry.
They are ready to go. That fast pace, really something that the defense of the opponents really have to adjust to early in the ball game.
So under center this time, lead blocker will be Sechrist in the short slot. Elijah Jordan, the single tailback, single receiver to the left and right. Samar and Tyson. Motions left to right goes Samar. Quick pitch right, lead blocker Sechrist. Gets to the edge, he's got a good block. And that's student body right with a pickup of about 8 yards there, Doug. Great blocking again on the perimeter. Hands in, hat on a hat.
Just a new wrinkle. Again, Loomis under center on this drive, all out of the gun in drive number 1.
2nd and 2. Loomis fakes the quick pitch. It's the counter. And they have that snuffed out, but Sechrist still moving the pile. It's going to get at least a yard and a half on that. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short.
Decent size up front for the Green Dragons of Lewisburg, and a good tackle there in the interior.
Pro-style eye, singles left and right, snaps back. Immediate handoff to Tate Sechrist. He's driving, moves the pile, and they're going to give him the first down. Kept his legs churning. There were a lot of bodies stacked up on that.
Nice push inside, finished off there by Dyson Delaney, and good patience there by Tate Sechrist. Didn't have it initially. Keep those legs churning. Pick up a nice first down. Again, the offensive unit up front for the Bulldogs last week, very, very good.
The same formation here. Tate Sechrist, short slot left, motions right to left goes Tyson. Quick pitch left. This time they're coming this way. Gets to the corner, makes a cutback. Elijah Jordan, great cutback to pick up 5 or 6 yards, but that was all in the first block and the immediate cutback.
Defender Blau was there, but a better cut by Elijah Jordan to pick up a nice number of yards on first down. Player for Lewisburg banged up a little bit. He's going to come out for at least a play.
Well, if you notice, Doug, in this first quarter, the Bulldogs really have not been behind in the chains. They're getting 5-6 chunk yards on first down. It's going to be a 2nd and long 3. Loomis choosing to go under the gun here. Left to right goes Samar. Quick pitch right again, but he's going to cut it right back, right up the gut, down field. Big move, and you know what? They start thinking outside, Doug, and he makes that immediate cut and picks up big yards.
Boy, they're just going and finding the holes on the right side and the left. That one led by Dyson Delaney from that right tackle position.
1st and 10, ball is on the 24-yard line. Sechrist right up the gut. Maybe 1, maybe 2 on first down.
That fast car pace for the Bulldog offense, just so hard to defend. Doesn't give the defense a chance to make any adjustments or substitutions.
2nd and 6, right to left. Hey, Tyson gets the jet sweep, makes a cut, tries to bounce at the outside. Give Lewisburg credit on that play. They were not fooled with the jet sweep.
They've got some nice players from that linebacker position, and here 3 substitutes coming in right away, so they are trying to keep some fresh legs in the ball game on the defensive side. First time at 3rd and long here for the Bulldogs.
So Loomis in the shotgun with one back, Sechrist to his right. He's going to roll right. Immediate sit down in the zone is Dathan Tyson. They're going to throw a flag, so right around the line where there'd be a hold. Throw that at the foot. Throwing that at the foot of Dyson Delaney, so we'll see if they're going to march this one off.
A late flag there, but it is going to be holding, and it'll be interesting to see what Lewisburg does, because that would bring up 4th and about 8. I think they're going to take the yardage here, Nate, put them in 3rd and long. So you're giving up the down, but they're talking about it, but they're poised to march it back here. Not a great delivery there by Loomis. A little bit early. Should have waited for Tyson another step or two maybe to see if he could get some separation from the defender. But looking to the same receiver who had 10 catches last week in his first game as the key guy on the offensive side, Dyson Delaney.
You know, and that's been the hot route. You know, at Pottsville, that was the hot route. He had a lot of catches, and I'll bet you 70% of those catches, maybe 80, were the same route. So if it's working, you know, you go to it. But that's going to bring up now a repeat third down. We'll see what they call it. Third down and a fortune, 20 yards. Loomis in the gun, dual twin packages left and right. He throws it immediately. Nope, hitches it. Oh, and he dropped it. Elijah Jordan looked to run, and I'll tell you what, he had one man to beat. And you know with his feet, he was thinking end zone.
Really good pattern there and a great delivery by Jay Loom on that throw. And, yep, you've got to catch it first before you can run. Interesting call here, Nate. 4th and long. They're going to go for it. Deep enough in. Well, no, Brody Hurst coming on. He's going to punt this one away, see if they can pin him deep.
Well, you know, honestly, you're up 7-0 or 6-0, and so this is the odds maker here. Brody Hurst. Snap is back, punts away, and that's a beauty. But my goodness, that's going to be into the end zone. He barely kicked that. We know the strength of Brody Hurst. He's still trying to figure that leg out. But my goodness, a lot of air under that one.
So you don't trade a lot of yardage there. It was 4th and about 20, and you kick it into the end zone. Lewisburg's going to come out and get that one on the 20. So you don't pick up much yardage there, but the Bulldogs will see what their defense can do, trying to make some dynamic plays here early, and they certainly did last week with those 4 defensive scores, 3 of them touchdowns, and a safety.
So Tate Sechrist and Max Engel, the defensive ends tonight, looking to make some things happen here. In the gun now goes Wenred. Snap is back. He fumbles it, tries to get on it. He does, but my goodness, the heat was coming, and that's something that Lewisburg can ill afford to do tonight.
Can't put it on the ground to give your defense, if they're out of position, a chance to get back where they're supposed to be. But this Bulldog defense, they've been right on it right from the first snap of last week's ball game. Super job holding the Crimson Tide to only 6 first downs. Really solid all throughout week number 1's ball game.
You know, we talk about being behind in the chains here. With 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, Bulldogs scored early in a minute and a half. They're up 6-0, missed the PAT. We're stopped on downs. And Lewisburg's now starting on the 20, back to the 13. Snap, and the ball's overthrown, and fortunately for the Bulldogs, because Whitman was a little early on that pass to the flats, but airmailed on that pass.
Yeah, not a good delivery. And again, Lewisburg really struggled last week in the passing game. Only threw it 3 times for 3 yards. Obviously, their running game and the special teams was the whole story last week. 3 field goals, a PAT, a fake punt for the 73-yard touchdown. So that's where they really were dynamic last week. But, boy, you put them in a tough situation here. 3rd and 13 from their own 17.
So the Bulldogs looking to pin their ears back. We'll see if Lewisburg goes to the air. In the gun is Wenrich. Immediately throws. He goes downfield. A man open. Throws into traffic. Double covered on that. So incomplete. Good coverage by the Bulldogs, and that's where you hope there isn't a flag thrown late, incidental, whatever. But the Bulldogs are going to be back in return. We talked about this last week, Doug. Last year they did such an incredible job of fielding punts. The one thing we want to see is that 5 or 10 yards that you give up by letting the ball hit the ground, also running the risk of it hitting somebody on the return team and resulting in a fumble. So we'll see as this comes off the foot of number 10, Cohen Hoover, if Elijah Jordan or Dathan Tyson can return this punt for great yards. Snap is back. Kick is away. Kick is high and it's short. And again, we talked about that. That's 11 yards from the spot of that. Move up, fair catch it. If you get hit, it's a flag. So, that 11 yards means a lot.
Yeah, you would have started the possession in Lewisburg territory. Now you're down inside your own 45. But again, that's a little bit of an art. When do you go up? When do you signal the fair catch? And then you've got to be very confident in your hands to be able to make the catch, usually in some traffic. So the Bulldogs here on drive number 3, 4:42 to go. Jaron Loomis under center, ready to snap it away.
They're going to ask Tate Sechrist to take a break and cover up whatever blood's leaking from his right arm. They got that no blood rule, so Bo Sechrist, another Sechrist, comes in the same position. Elijah Jordan single back under center. Loomis, 1st and 10, quick pitch right. Elijah Jordan looks to cut it back. He doesn't get there. He fumbles. Fortunately, Jersey Shore's on it. Jersey Shore's on it. But listen, give Lewisburg credit. 31 came like a freight train. Michael Casale from the middle linebacker, the Mike position, 6 foot 215, and he was coming in a hurry.
Got the hands in there and punched that one away. And the Bulldogs did put it on the ground a couple of times last week, but did not lose any of them, but did have 2 INTs in the ballgame.
So Loomis in the gun this time, 2nd and 10, ball on the 44, throws immediately to the flat. Samar gets the catch and fumbles. Big play by Lewisburg. Another big play by Lewisburg, and that's number 31. We just mentioned his name. Michael Casale forces the fumble and recovers this one.
So obviously not a good series there for the Bulldogs. Tackle for a loss and a fumble, and then a good delivery by Loomis. A nice catch by Samar, but then in traffic gets it punched away. Lewisburg very, very active. So they're feeling good, Nate. They get a stop. They're only down 6-0. They know if they can get a dynamic play, they have a chance to take the lead.
Well, and you can expect them to go up top at least once here before the half's over. So under center, Wenrich, single-eye pro formation. And they force the Dogs off and give them credit. They've done some scouting. You know, they've started to scheme well for the quick pitch and the counter. The last play would have been a big pickup for the Dogs. Unfortunately, they fumble. But Lewisburg, you can see the momentum's changed a little bit here on this possession.
And you never know, Nate. Young team for Lewisburg overall. A lot of these guys played last year in the big blowout loss. They're looking, hey, we need to account ourselves much, much better. Nice stop in the defense with the turnover. Bulldog defense, they've got to calm down, do what they've done all of last week's game, get a nice stop here.
They're going to stay in the pro eyes. 1st and 5 after the penalty. Handoff immediately to the fullback. That's number 9, right up the gut. Sean Field, and you talked about this, Doug. They've got enough size up front. And you know what? Lewisburg isn't big, sloppy big. They look fit.
Number 72 leading the way there. Smith, 6'3", 240. Very fit team. Don't have any big, heavy guys up front. Looks like they can move pretty well. Got their first down of the ballgame.
You know, and in the penalties, you know, we talk about 11 yards on that punt return that you give up, and then you give up 5 yards, but those penalties add up. You know, when 1st and 10 is tough enough, but when you're 1st and 5, it really opens the playbook up. Wenrich in the gun, backs to left and right. Snap is back. He's going to keep it. Try to get outside, and there's nothing there. Max Engel stayed home, and they're going to give him forward progress. About a half-yard loss on that, Doug. So it's going to bring up about a 2nd and long 10 or 11.
Good answer there by the Bulldog defense. And, Nate, I forgot to mention Lewisburg going back to their 1960s through the mid-'80s colors with the yellow pants, kind of Green Bay Packer look here for the Green Dragons.
I expected Brett Favre to start at quarterback tonight for them. But, yeah, I'm not used to the yellow and green, but pretty sweet uniforms, actually, the throwback retros. 2nd and 11, ball on the 42. Wenrich in the gun, singles left and right. Snap is back. He's going to look to the flats. He goes up top, all alone. And give credit right there. Number 9, Johnny on the spot. Ashton Sweely was not fooled. I talked about them trying to stretch the field a little bit. They just went with the hot go route.
Well, Sweely's the guy that of your cornerback and safety defenders, he's probably the one that has the most natural ability to cover somebody. And he's probably going to cover the best receiver for your opponent all night long. Nice read there by Ashton Sweely. But, again, it's a challenge thus far in the season for the Green Dragons through the air.
Well, the biggest thing is, as Jersey Shore's offense isn't on the field, the Green Dragons taking their time a little bit, burning some clock here, not in a big hurry. 3rd and 11, a big series here for Lewisburg. The Green Dragons motions outside. Jeremiah Davis is going to get the quick pass. There's a flag on the play. Tries to get the corner. We'll see what the flag's all about, Doug. It came early with the motion. I didn't see it.
I did not see it either, but that's usually either an early hold or a motion on the offense. But, hey, give credit to Lewisburg, trying some different things, trying to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, and Jeremiah Davis can certainly be one.
We talked about this last week. Lewisburg goes overtime against Shamokin and wins that game. Cohen kicked 3 field goals in that game, one of which was 39 yards. So Cohen also very athletic for a punter. That he's in there right now, going to be punting from around midfield. But the Jersey Shore Bulldogs have got to really watch for this fake.
Yeah, they have to make sure that the ball hits the foot. and gets punted away. Literally, that's all you have to do, that they're not trying to do something to really turn the momentum on their side.
So we talk about flipping the field. That was a great drive for Lewisburg. Cohen back to punt, deep to receive, Elijah Jordan. Dathan Tyson, the punt is up, nearly blocked by Sechrist. And this is where Jersey Shore, they've got so many guys around that football. I don't know if they have a hot call or what they have, but, boy, that's dangerous.
That's just what you talked about earlier. That ball bounced and then bounced backwards toward Lewisburg, and sometimes you just don't know where it is and you don't know where the ball is, and then it can hit you. But it didn't there, so Jersey Shore, okay, so a good set there by the defense, 2:16 to go here in quarter number 1. The Bulldogs looking to get that offense back on track here in this drive.
Whitman in at the slot to the right side. 4 receivers. Loomis in the gun. Tate Sechrist, the lone back, trying to stretch out the Dragons. Whitman, no, it's right up to Tate Sechrist. And, gets a couple. But Lewisburg isn't really, they're not tricked by that end around right now. They're really stacking the box.
And Tate kind of missed the hole. He went up the middle, and it was more to the outside, something that he'll get better on. Boy, he had a great read last week on his 52-yard touchdown run.
Loomis in the shotguns. Quick pass out to Elijah Jordan. Tries to make a man miss, but he's met. He's got to hold on to that football. Still driving his legs. He might have gotten back to the previous spot, but it's going to bring up a 3rd and roughly 7 yards. So Lewisburg not fooled on that play either, and some good breakdown tackling in the flats. Elijah Jordan is shifty. 3rd and 7, Loomis in the gun. Snap is back. Immediate pass to Tate Sechrist. He has a blocker. He has a full head of steam. And, we noticed that, Doug, when he gets 10 yards, it's tough to bring that man down.
That's nice to see them get Tate involved in the pass offense. That's an easy little flare pass out to the right side, but it gives him a chance to read, figure out where he needs to go. That's a big conversion there for the Jersey Shore Bulldog offense.
Big first down. Ball on 37-yard line, 1st and 10. Loomis in the gun. He's going to run the option. He's going to keep it. Good for him. That's a great pickup, good read. Hey, you'll take 3 or 4 on that.
And that's something that Jaron Loomis has to do as a quarterback. He can't always be pitching it. He's got to keep it sometimes. That was the correct read on that play. You'll take that on 1st down.
Loomis in the gun, left to right goes Elijah Jordan. They're going to run the jet sweep again. Jordan gets the edge. He's downfield. Full head of steam, holds on to the football. And I'll tell you, they get in that fast car, Doug. 3 or 4 plays in. What do you notice? Defense isn't quite as quick.
Yep, not ready, really weren't set there, and a great read there by Elijah Jordan. Kind of went half speed, and then, boy, he turned it on right when he hit the line of scrimmage. Nice gain.
Angle in the short slot to the trip side. Handoff immediate to Tate Sechrist. Tate Sechrist bulls ahead, dragging a man. Couple of yards on that play. Again, I like what you said, Doug, about getting Sechrist involved out of the backfield with a high percentage pass there to get the 1st down. Then they go back to the jet sweep. Just when Lewisburg stops it, they get big yards.
Kinsale on the defense for Lewisburg. He is a very nice player.
Loomis broken play. He's asking for a block. He gets it. It looked like Sandlot there for a minute, Doug, around the right side. Loomis said, "Are you going to help me out, brother?"
Did the right thing, though. Looked maybe to pitch it early, but then said, hey, I'll just tuck it away. If he didn't pick up the 1st down, Nate, he's very, very close to that. It is going to be 3rd and short here for the Bulldogs.
Well, that's going to end the first quarter, Doug, so.
We're going to take a break. You're listening to Jersey Shore High School football on the Bear Country Sports Network.
40 years serving the Jersey Shore area community. All Round Tire, your hometown service and tire sales center. Family owned and operated, All Round Tire features Cooper, many other tire brands, including Michelin and Firestone. Make us your first choice not only for passenger, light truck, farm, and ag tires, but also for service, brakes, exhaust belts, and hoses, and we offer the only vulcanized flat repairs in the area. PA State Inspection 2, open weekdays 8 till 5, Saturday till noon, All Round Tire. Cement Hollow Road, Jersey Shore.
WQBR 99.9 FM.
And we're back. Thompson Street Stadium. Jersey Shore Bulldogs leading right now if you're just tuning in, watching via the live stream on YouTube or listening at 99.9. We're going to start this second quarter. Jersey Shore up 6-0. Lewisburg, I'll tell you what, they're not going to go home early tonight. Looking to make this a tough one. The Bulldogs currently driving. Have the ball on the Lewisburg 36-yard line. 3rd down and 1. Bulldogs able to get in the fast car. for several plays. Lewisburg excited to get that quarter to take a breather, but they've looked solid on defense with the leadership at number 31, Michael Casale, the Mike backer and the fullback, senior, 6 foot 215 with one fumble recovery tonight. 3rd and 1, Loomis in the gun. Single back is Sechrist. Max Engel gets the fake handoff. Tate Sechrist up the gut, makes a man miss, just running. He's not going down. He literally looked like a bull in a china closet on that one.
Really nice job. Little fake there to Max Engel on that jet sweep, and then a little hesitation by Tate Sechrist. Good blocking up front by Dyson Delaney and Owen Vandruff on the right side.
And that time, Sechrist gets his pad level low and just shed 2 blockers immediately. 1st and 10, ball on the 20, Loomis in the gun, Sechrist the lone back. Hands off to Sechrist, he's going to bounce to the outside, gets a block, cuts it back. Nice pickup on 1st down. We'll see where they mark this one.
You like to see that. He didn't try to just run to the corner and run away from the defender. Little fake, cut it up, took what he could get on that play and picked up 5+ yards.
2nd down and 4. Loomis in the gun. He's going to run the option. He keeps it until he can't keep it. Gives it to Sechrist. Sechrist lowers the head. Big tackle. Number 5 made a nice hit on that. Nick Coleman, sophomore cornerback, came up with the lick.
Jaron Loomis can run that option. Really nice read there. Pitched it right at the last moment.
Beautiful pitch relationship. I couldn't have said it any better. Loomis really keeping it, looked poised, didn't get scared on that. He's in the gun, 1st and goal from the 6. Sechrist gets the handoff. Nobody home. Cuts it back up the middle. And all of a sudden, it looked like Lewisburg was flat-footed.
They really weren't ready on that play. Nice job by the Bulldogs to just give that crease on the left side of the line, led by Slate Sechrist. And Tate Sechrist goes in. We always have to get corrected. So Tate and Bo are brothers. Slate's the cousin. I don't know about the other younger kid that's coming in there, but Sechrist on that drive really led the way for the Bulldogs, their 2nd score of the night.
All I want to know is, do I have time to study for that exam? Because, Doug, seriously, there's been a plethora of these family members come through, dairy farmers, hardworking stonemasons, just the fabric of this blue-collar community here in Jersey Shore in the 17740 Halo. So we are so blessed to know the Sechrist family. Great athletes and great young men. They're going to go for 2 here. Loomis in the gun. Whistle blown. There was a whistle blown.
Ooh, yeah.
Inadvertent whistle. You got to call that play dead.
Cannot believe they're not. Man, even the Lewisburg coach heard the whistle and walked out in the field, but they're going to let that play stand. So
you know what? I don't care if someone was deep breathing because you're in the fast car. I mean, that's all I can say is, Doug, someone's like trying to get air and you hear it. Run the play again. I think Ken Nash, who is officiating, says, yeah, there was an inadvertent whistle. You can't do this.
Well, they're going to talk about it. We'll see if they change their call. The officials do. Obviously, they don't. But if it doesn't change, 11:02 to go here in quarter number 2. The Bulldogs with their 2nd touchdown of the night. Tate Sechrist variety, 6 yards on the run. They go up 12-0.
I mean, you hear a whistle, everybody stops. Both teams stop. You blow the whistle again, and you replay the point after touchdown. But anyway, hey, listen, that's why I'm not wearing the vertical stripes tonight. It is what it is. But even like you said, Doug, Lewisburg said, hey, wait a minute, hold on.
Good drive there by the Bulldogs after the fumble on the previous drive, able to get it back together. Nice option play by Jaron Loomis. Gets him down close. Tate Sechrist on the run to get it in. Our patron sponsor, again, Stephen and Elisa Wadsworth from Lock Haven. Kickoff coming up by Joe's Equipment, Cement Drive, Jersey Shore. Visit Erin and her staff for all your equipment needs. Steel variety, give them a call at 570-398-1391. We've not been able to get an out-of-town scoreboard. Having some trouble with the Wi-Fi up here to get some scores, but when we do get to it, even if it's only at halftime, brought to you by Tie Dot and Embroidery for all your screen printing and embroidery needs. See the staff at 1 Charles Street, Jersey Shore. Give them a call at 570-398-4477.
Well, we talk about, special teams being crucial. That one's not on the Bulldogs, that last missed PAT. Brody Herr kicking off here. Very short kick. It's going to hit the ground. No, it's going to be caught by 22. Returned by Quinn Michaels. Quinn Michaels goes nowhere. And isn't it amazing, Doug, such a short kick, they only get out to the 30. I'm thinking, man, they're going to midfield.
Really great coverage there by the Bulldogs. Saw that, hey, somebody's got that one already. We got to get to them, and they got to them really well, just outside the 30-yard line. So the Bulldog defense, Nate, in quarter number 2 last week, turned the game from a 7-7 tie into a rout, 35-7 at the half. So they're looking to make a big play here from the defensive side, see what Alex Jackson draws up.
And I like the last call. The Bulldogs seem a little bit fired up here on defense. I see some high-fiving and some excitement in the gun. Wenrich almost fumbles it, hands it off immediately, and they are fired up. And you know what? This is about the time last week, Doug, where they dialed it back and pinned their ears back, and they brought heat.
Always so tough against the run. The last couple of years has really been the signature of the Bulldog defense, and they want to really stress that tonight and force this young Lewisburg team and quarterback to throw the football, something they are not comfortable with thus far in the year.
Well, and now they've got Wenrich running off the field, bringing the plays in. I like what you said earlier about, bringing the plays in by the running backs. Keep the fresh legs. That's a lot on your quarterback to go another 30 yards to get a play. 2nd and 11, loss of 1. Wenrich in the gun, trips left. They may go to the air. Snap is back. Immediate handoff on the delayed draw and just met. Nowhere to go. 31, Tate Sechrist crashes down from the left end.
Zach Myers is well in there, number 62, Owen Vandruff going both ways. And most of the Bulldogs do play both ways, at least at some point in the ball game. And the guys up front, again, really do a nice job tying people up, allow those defensive end and linebackers to be very active, to come in and wrap it up and make a play.
And then they got guys like Brody Herr playing defensive tackle at 5'10", 195, but he's just like a human wrecking ball.
He's tough. He's very, very strong. You look at him physically, he loves the contact, and he can play a lot of different positions for this Bulldog team.
So Lewisburg's going to take a timeout. We're going to keep it here.
Yep, let's see, Nate, if I can get some out-of-town scores as well. We're having some, like I mentioned, some internet issues.
Yeah, and I think we may have figured that out. We did get some notification here from the school district. They're going to try to help us out here if they can. So we do have some information on that. But while you guys look to get to the out-of-town scores, we're going to recap this right now. 9.5 minutes to go. Second quarter, Bulldogs up 12-0. It's going to be a 3rd and 11 for Lewisburg after this timeout. Ball is on their 30-yard line, so the Dogs really bringing the heat again. So, Doug, you got it?
Got some out-of-town scores. Hamburg leads Warrior Run 7-0. Hughesville trailing Loyalsock 7-0. You would think the Lancers going to go on to a big win there. Halifax over Midwest 14-0. Southern Columbia 14-0 over Shamokin. Milton gets on the scoreboard for the first time this year, leading Towanda 6-0. No score in the Mount Carmel Dunmore game. 7-0 Mifflinburg over Central Columbia.
All alone in the gun. Dual twin packages, bringing the heat. Bo Sechrist up the middle, throws it immediately to the flats. And that was just sheer pressure. They brought another quarterback in. Let's give a shout out to Derek Ashe. He's a senior, and that's what they did. They brought him in on the passing down.
Finished out of-town scoreboard again, brought to you by Tie Dot and Embroidery. South Williamsport over Montgomery, 14-0. No score in the Bloomsburg Central Mountain game. No score in Troy, Montoursville. That's a good one, Nate, in the slate tonight. And Muncie and Wellsboro tied at 7.
Shout out, too, to my former coach, Duke Fravel, who recently passed away. This season dedicated to him and all those at Tie Dot and Embroidery. Thanks, Coach. Back to receive. Dathan Tyson and Elijah Jordan. This one's going to be returnable. No, and they let it hit the ground again.
Not hurt by the roll there. Kind of hit the turf and stayed. So Bulldogs don't give up any yardage on that play, but that's something that we'll continue to talk about, something that those guys back deep really have to figure out. When do you come up and try to make a play and advance it up the field? But the Bulldogs pretty good territory at their own 44.
The Dogs looking to get back in the hurry up. 1st and 10 on their own 44. Loomis in the gun. Motion left to right. They're going to say he wasn't set. False start. So what happens with that motion is if you've got someone already in motion when the motion starts, it's a procedure penalty.
First time we've seen that tonight, and that was really a problem last year for the team all season long. Usually had 2, 3, 4 of those every week. So something that obviously has been a focus for Coach Gravish and the coaching staff and the team as well. First one of the night, but you start out at 1st and 15. 9:17 to go here, quarter number 2.
Loomis in the gun, 1st and 15. Fakes a handoff. He's got Tyson wide open. And I was going to say that was way early. You know, you saw that at home. So good route that time. And what I liked about Loomis got that ball in the air in a hurry, and that's going to be an automatic first down.
Good position by the defensive back, and that's what he's complaining about. He was in very good position, but he had the hands on Tyson right away because Loomis got the ball in the air, and that ball was coming in a hurry. Can't put your hands on him when the ball's in the air. That's disrupting the ability of the offensive player to make a play. So going to get the yardage back plus some. That's a big 15-yarder. Ball going to move into Lewisburg territory and going to give the Bulldogs a first down. They'll be ready to go.
So the chain gang getting themselves situated down there. Hats off to them. Brody Hurt into the game at tailback. Loomis in the gun, 1st and 10. Takes the handoff over the middle, wide open. Ashton Sweely makes a great grab, and he's still running. Look at him, he's tough. Ashton Sweely looked like Gumby on that one, boy. He had the yards after the catch mentality, Doug.
Jaron Loomis, Jalen really zipped that in there. And again, pretty good coverage, but Ashton Sweely, well, you love to see, Nate, he made the play on the ball as the offensive guy, went and got it, and then a tough run afterwards for extra yardage.
So I don't know who called the timeout. Did we get it or did they?
Lewisburg called the timeout after the big play, trying to figure out, calm their young team down. Just gave up a pass interference penalty and a big pass play and run after the catch for the Bulldogs down deep in your own territory. And Coach Wicks is thinking, hey, we're still in the ball game at 12-0. You get another score and have a chance to go to 20-0 with a PAT, then you're in trouble. Then you're down 3 scores.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. I look at it this way. I just like last week we saw the potential. I watched some 7-on-7 this year with Jersey Shore. They've got a handful of receivers that really can do some amazing things. And I like to see Loomis going over the middle that time, spreading the wealth a little bit, hitting somebody else, and Sweely did some great things after the catch. 1st and 10, ball in the 20. Loomis still in the gun with Brody Hurt at his right. Fakes it, keeps it. Loomis looking to the flats. Finds a man. It's Ashton Sweely again, and I love the drag route.
Really nice. We didn't really see that last year with Brady Jordan. It was much more of a vertical passing game to Cooper Peacock and Connor Griffin, but they don't have those kind of athletes this year, and that is a nice pattern and delivery by Jay Loomis. 2nd
and 10. Loomis hands off to Brody Hurt. Brody Hurt's got some speed, cuts it back. He fumbles. Looks like the Dogs got on it. But again, Butterfingers tonight, you know, I don't know whether it's still warm, you know, maybe there's some sweat, but that's the second time tonight the ball's hit the turf.
Shout out to Owen Vandruff, the big lineman, able to get on that one for the recovery. And that's big because 2 Lewisburg defenders were there, would have had a chance for the pickup.
That's a 1st and 10. Loomis in the gun, hands off to Elijah Jordan. Elijah Jordan's going to look to cut back. He does cut back, but he's met immediately. They're trying to rip and strip. That's been the focus tonight by Lewisburg.
Coached very, very well. They get you, they hold you up, and they get the hands in there and try and rip that ball out. Jersey Shore does the same thing, but a good reaction. I'm impressed by the Lewisburg defense. They're very athletic. They tackle very, very well, and they go to the football.
And the Bulldogs penalized again prior to the snap with some form of illegal formation. So we're going to have to see down and distance here where this ends up playing out.
Well, if it's the motion, illegal formation type of variety, it should only be 5 yards. So it'll take it from 2nd and goal from the 5 to 2nd and goal from the 10. But we're often wrong on those, Nate, especially me, for sure.
Yeah, my SAT score on down and distance this year has been subpar. So we're looking here now. We do know it's 2nd down, and 2nd down and goal from roughly the 11. In the gun is Loomis. Right to left goes Sweely. Fakes a handoff. He's going to quarterback draw. He's all alone. Look at him lower the shoulder. Loomis inside the 5, down around the 4. I like the play call.
Nice play call. Something you probably won't see nearly as much this year with Loomis as you did with Brady Jordan, but that quarterback draw, no matter who's running it, can be effective if the guys up front do their job. And he had a nice hole.
Third down and goal from the 3. Loomis in the gun, hands to Sechrist. Sechrist up the middle, met immediately, drags some people, reaches for the goal line. He's close, but he's not in. Met immediately by 31 again, the Mike linebacker, Casale, who's been busy tonight.
Great effort there by Tate Sechrist to get the ball to the goal line, but a really nice effort by the defensive guys to keep him out. And the Bulldogs, of course, going for it on 4th and short.
Loomis up the middle, gets pushed, he's in. Touchdown, Bulldogs. You know, I love that because the thing that Loomis brings this year, that obviously Jordan was spectacular with his feet, quick, big game-busting potential. But Loomis, very, very strong, 6'3", 2 1/4, presses across the goal line. They're going to go for 2. Picked off. And the rule, I guess, this year you cannot return an extra point.
Yep, not in high school. Yep, so once you touch it, it's dead. Nice attempt there. Boy, go back, roll on left, trying to throw it back, and he had a receiver there, but that's a nice play by number 23 of the Green Dragon defense to pick that one off. So the PATs have been a problem. Missed the first one, got it blocked, and then missed 2. Trying to run it in to kind of make up those points. But 3 scores on the night, 7:11 to go here, quarter number 2. The Bulldogs lead 18-0.
The Dogs did look really good on that drive. I really appreciated the fact that they got into some nice passing routes where it was more than a primary receiver, secondary, third guys wide open. And then Loomis with the quarterback draw, we're seeing them go a little bit further into the playbook in this week 2 than we saw in week 1.
You got to give a lot of credit to Lewisburg. Last year, they were just completely overmatched. Had some guys out, Jeremiah Davis in particular, and they just got overwhelmed 70-0 at the half. But they feel, hey, we're going to show what we can do as a team, and they're playing much better here tonight, even though they're down 3 scores.
Kicking off, Brody Herr gets into this one. And boy, that's a big difference. Oh, and he touches it. It's going to be touched first, and that's a backbreaker. Jeremiah Davis normally does some great things. Unfortunately, did touch the football. It went out of bounds at the 3, so Lewisburg really pressed back against the wall.
Coaches from Lewisburg are going to say, young man, you're a dynamic guy. You can do some things, but you got to let that ball go because that was going toward the sidelines. Would have had a chance to either go out of bounds where you get it at the 35 or into the end zone. Worst case, you get it at the 20. Now you muff it, and you're inside your 5. You are in trouble if you're the Lewisburg offense.
And the one thing that hurts opposing teams is field position against this Bulldog defense. Same line in there right now, 1st and 10, inside the 5. Lewisburg starting deep within their territory. Wenrich under center. Hands immediately to the fullback, and he's just stuffed. Maybe to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of a half yard.
Caden Walker, Bo Sechrist went down on the line of scrimmage, all submarining in there to give Lewisburg not a chance from inside your own 5. You want to get a turnover here, Nate, if you're the Alex Jackson defense. Hey, get a turnover. Last week, 3 scooping scores and a safety. That really turns the game around. You're not struggling on the offensive side to put 3 scores on, but, boy, it just breaks the mind of your opponent if you can get a defensive score.
Well, and the one thing tonight is that the Bulldogs, I wish they could have spread those scooping scores out over a couple of weeks, but 2nd and 9, watch for them to pin their ears back, but watch for Lewisburg to go up top. Wenrich tries to keep it, gets across the 5, picks up a couple. It's going to bring up a 3rd and long. But if you're Lewisburg, Doug, one of the last things you want to see happen is a pick 6.
Spread them out a little bit there just to get people away from the line of scrimmage, but pretty safe play, obviously, with the quarterback. You know, I agree with you, Nate. You're running your quarterback over to the sidelines. He's coming out for a play, so the second quarterback going to come in. But, man, you're wearing him out, running him to the sideline. That's 50 yards. That's almost 100 yards every time he's got to come and get the play.
Yeah, I've never understood that, especially now for Lewisburg, it makes sense tonight. They want to chew as much clock between plays, so they don't want the Dogs to have any more time to run their offense, that high potent offense. Number 7 of the game, that's Derek Ashe. Last time he was in, he did throw. 3rd and 7. They're gonna blow it dead.
It's going to be a delay of game. I was looking, took a peek at the scoreboard. He didn't really get in there till about 7 seconds. That's going to cost them half the distance to the goal. So not only is your starter out of the game, you're going to bring your second guy in. You're going to be inside your own 5.
And Bo Sechrist nearly took him to the showers there. He had him out of the back of the end zone. Thankfully, he held up. The last thing you want to see is an inadvertent whistle. Now here we go. Ashe out, Wenrich in, number 2. It's going to be a 3rd and 11, so that's half the distance to the goal. Lewisburg backed in deep. Most of the starters still in for the Bulldogs. 5.5 to go in the second quarter. 3rd and 11. So they're trying to give the punter some extra room here on 4th down. And this is where the Bulldogs have got to field a punt.
There's some collisions in there. Wow. I mean, in that pile, Bulldogs coming in there really hard and hot. Hold them to a gain of maybe 1. But you're right. Here's where Elijah Jordan, Dathan Tyson, you're at your opponent's 35-yard line. You want to field this punt cleanly, fair catch if you need to, but you don't want to give up any yardage. Put your offense in a shortened field.
And this is where you want to set up a good wedge blocking system. Forget about the block punt right now. Just he's gonna pooch it, and this is returnable. He's gonna fair catch it. That is excellent. I'm sitting here with a golf clap right now because Elijah Jordan did what's important. He fielded that kick, doesn't let the rugby-style kick run out.
A little different look there by the punter, the kicker. He's very, very good. Was their key in their game last week. Gets it away, but did it exactly right. Go up, high punt, make the fair catch. You're starting inside your opponent's 30-yard line.
First time tonight we've seen Elijah Jordan on 1st and 10 immediately behind the shotgun Jaron Loomis. Singles right and left. Tate Sechrist wedge block. Elijah Jordan gets it right ahead. Good block up front. Still going. We talk about him not being easy to bring down.
Owen Vandross on the pull there from his right guard position to the left, leading the way. Dammer as well on that left side, really doing a nice job.
Yeah, that was excellent. Good footwork by the right side of that line to get left and sweep. Another timeout. Well, Lewisburg had 12 guys on the field, so did the right thing. They get a timeout. Jersey Shore, what's impressed me tonight, take the penalties away, some of the silly things and the missed PATs, but I like some of the different looks I've seen offensively. I like the fact that you're seeing Elijah Jordan as a single back. You're seeing Tate Sechrist up front. You're seeing a lot of linemen pull. You're seeing some other receivers get touches. You're seeing some quarterback draws. Not as predictable as we typically see.
I agree, 100%. And, it's really impressive that Jaron Loomis, his first year as a starter, able to absorb all of that and lead the team. But he really looks like a very confident guy at quarterback, and that's really great to see because he's the guy that's got to lead your team. Even if he's not the key guy on the offense, he's still the guy calling the plays, calling out the snaps on every play.
And watch a quick hitter here at some point in time to Dathan Tyson over the top. They're sucking him in. 1st and 10. Motions right to left. They're going to go with the lead block. Good push that time. Tate Sechrist got a good block, but on the stunt was number 23. Ryan Opperman, the senior.
Opperman made a couple nice plays early and then came out for a few plays. Good to see him back in the ball game. Nice play there, setting up the Bulldogs on 2nd and long.
Loss of 1 on the play. Right to left goes Dathan Tyson. Elijah Jordan gets the quick pitch. Some good blocking on the edge. Does get the corner. Tries to get more yards. They're basically, when you look at Lewisburg now, they're holding the first guy up and looking to rip and strip.
Nice job, though. Extended that play all the way to the sidelines. Did not give Elijah Jordan a lane to cut back into, so it's going to be 3rd and long here for Jersey Shore.
So 3rd down now. They're going to call it roughly 8. Here's the pitch relationship. Loomis is going to keep it down to the 10. I give him credit. Listen, I love the rate because by the time he pitches, it's there. The pitch relationship was there. But Loomis said, I'm going to get what I can get.
That was a correct read on that play because the defenders were there to bring Tate Sechrist down, but going to bring up 4th and short.
4th and 2. Dogs going for it. Sechrist gets the handoff. He gets drugged down. Somebody missed the block. And again, Opperman in on the big tackle. Give Lewisburg credit. They stopped the Bulldogs on 4th down. So big defensive stand for Lewisburg.
First time all night long that the Bulldogs start on the shortened field, and you really have to give credit to that Lewisburg defense. A couple very nice plays on that drive to hold the Bulldogs out on that 4th and 2 play. Defense right back on the field, 3:17 to go here. Jersey Shore still leads 18-0.
And, shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's where you wish you had that 5-yard penalty back. puts you behind the chains, and that was just enough for the Green Dragons to make a pivotal stop there on 4th down. 1st and 10, Wenrich in the gun, 3 minutes and 10 to go here, second quarter. Lineman went to pull that time before the ball was snapped, so got a little heads up on where the play was going.
You can have a lot of guys in motion. He can't be one of them, that's for sure. So left a little bit early. Oh, so that's going against Jersey Shore. So, hey, offsides against Jersey Shore. First and 5, Green Dragons.
That's one of those where you're in the neutral zone before the man pulls. So Lewisburg gets a break, 1st and 5. Big lick. Jeremiah Davis gets a lick. The center snapped at and was a half step downfield before the other lineman moved.
If you're the Bulldogs, you'd love to be able to come up with a couple of plays here where you start at 1st and 5 and you keep them from getting a first down. That would really be something that this defensive unit would be very proud of and would really turn this game around here in quarter number 2.
Wenrich still in the game in the shotgun. Backs to his left and right. 2nd and 6. Long, hard count. Fakes at crossbuck and nothing. They're just swarming. And right now what I'm noticing, the Dogs are 3 yards deep into the backfield.
Bo Sechrist going from that linebacker position down on the line. So they're reading something there, Nate, where he's getting down on the line and really getting underneath to not give the Lewisburg offensive line a chance to get off the football.
So really defensively, no major big plays for the Bulldogs. Some turnovers that Lewisburg unable to capitalize on with fumbles. But Lewisburg coming up with a big stop right there. Dogs trying to put the nail in the coffin to go up 4 scores. 3rd down and 7 on their own 14. Lewisburg in the gun. Wenrich. Low snap. He's going to throw it up top. He's got a man open. And that's number 3 on the big catch. Charles Landis, the senior.
Let a lot of hands go there. That's a nice catch and pitch by Wenrig. But the receiver had the hands all over Whitman on that play.
Yeah, I was going to say the last 10 yards, he was holding Whitman away from him.
Yep, and then ended up making a good catch. So the Green Dragons end up converting on a 3rd and long.
Yeah.
Actually, 3rd and about 6.
And I agree, Doug. I agree. I watched that play. That's offensive pass interference, but you're only going to see that on a replay, which they don't replay that anyway. So 1st and 10, Lewisburg, big first down. Minute and a half to go in the second quarter. Wenrich in the gun. He's going to run the option. Late pitch, it's a fumble, but he gets to it. That's going to be a loss of at least 10 yards, maybe more. We'll see where the forward progress is. Big stop by the defense, down it back.
Trademark Bulldog defense on that. Your opponent makes a mistake, and they just fly to the football for a big tackle for loss.
10-yard loss. The pitch relationship was there, but with the fumble botched snap, I should say botched pitch, the Dogs just capitalize on that second. We're in under a minute here, second quarter. 2nd down and 20 for the Green Dragons. Ashe now in the game. He's going to throw it immediately. Oh, nearly picked off. Whitman didn't look up. Had good coverage. Good coverage on Landis that time. 3rd and 20, Doug.
Have to give credit to Lewisburg. They're really trying to mix the passing offense into what they do when they have the football, and they've got some good young receivers that can get open if the quarterback has time to throw the football. Did not there.
So 42 seconds to go here. 3rd and 20. If the Bulldogs get a stop here, do they call a timeout?
Oh, I think you do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Call the timeout, see if you can get a quick score before half.
Why not? In the gun, Wenrich. He's going to look to throw it up top. Gets air under it. It's going to be a punt. Another great catch, and I'm not sure what our safeties were doing on that play. It's as if they didn't want to be a part of it, but didn't go up for it.
He was there, just did not make a play, and the receiver made a better play. So 2 long pass plays put the Lewisburg Green Dragons in business at the Bulldog 40.
So, that last play, give them credit because that's what we've talked about other teams are going to have to do. It's going to be a 1-2 drop and throw it up. And when I said it looked like a punt, what I was saying was worst case scenario, it's intercepted, and it acts like a punt. but our D-backs on that were there. It was as if they couldn't make a play or didn't choose to make a play on the ball because Elijah Jordan was right where he needed to be to go up and high point that.
And that is the job of your safeties. You need to read what's happening in front of you. You have enough time to come over and help your cornerback. Because, Nate, you know that cornerback one-on-one, that is really tough. And we had such great cornerbacks with Connor Griffin in particular, one-on-one coverage. But that's an anomaly. Usually your receiver's going to be a little bit open, but that's the job of the safeties to come over and make that play. They did not. Their second consecutive big play for the Lewisburg passing offense.
Well, you know, and they bring in Snyder to replace the corner. And at the same time, we've got a 1st and 10, big heat. Nobody there. He was not outside the ends. They're calling it incomplete. There's no receiver in the flats.
Well, we saw that last week where we thought the quarterback from Pottsville got far enough out when he threw it away that it wasn't going to be there. He was not outside the
tackle
box.
And guess what? I missed that play. I'll go back last week. The reason that was called grounding was because it didn't get to the line of scrimmage. So that was my fault last week. This pass may or may not have gotten the line of scrimmage, but there was no receiver in the vicinity. So that should have been a grounding penalty and a loss of down. So 2nd down and 10, 32 ticks to go. They're bringing the heat. Boy, Sechrist nearly ran by him.
Well, you can see how the Bulldogs are going to respond here by Coach Alex Jackson. They're going to say, you need time to throw the football. We're not going to give you time to throw the football. We're going to come from different angles every different time there. Tate Sechrist initially missed a tackle, then Slate Sechrist right behind him. And, boy, he stuck that running back, and quarterback almost brought him down and had to come out of the ball game.
Well, and what happened on that was 31 Tate Sechrist was so quick. He was exploding towards the quarterback, spun him around, and really took him out of his element. We're going to bring Ashe in here, number 7. In the gun, 3rd down and 10. They're going to split him out both sides. Goes back, nobody home. He's going to run. He throws it deep. He's got a man. Just overthrown, but give him credit. He bought time, got himself just enough breathing room. Slightly overthrown.
That's such a hard thing to teach your defenders. You come, you're full speed, but if you don't get the quarterback and he splits the defenders, which he did there, he can either run it, which he should have. He probably could have run for 30 yards, or you're going to have time to throw it down the field, threw it a little bit over. You got to teach those defenders, hey, come full speed, but you got to come under control to be able to make a play in the backfield.
Incomplete pass stops the clock. 21.2 left here, 2nd quarter. Jersey Shore up 18-0. 4th and 10. Lewisburg going to take one more crack at it. Ashe in the gun. And that's on the Bulldogs for sure. I mean, you know, they'll take 5 yards. And the biggest thing on that is that's not the first time that's happened tonight.
Probably doesn't change the play call if you're Lewisburg, but they are talking about it. Maybe they are going to do something different here on 4th and a little bit shorter. That's a good decision to go for it. Why not? You're down 3 scores. You have 21.2 seconds. If you don't get it, you're thinking that your opponent's not going to have time to get it in the end zone anyway.
Well, and Ashe could have run that last ball for 20 yards. We'll see in the gun. It's a low snap. Tries to get outside the pocket. He's going to heave it up. Give him credit. You know, those are Hail Mary type throws. But, you know, their receivers are high-pointing the football. Those receivers are finishing the route. And you know what? The D-backs and safeties have to say, that's mine.
Contested play there. Great play by the offensive player.
Ashe looks to scramble. And I don't know. It was as if they thought the play was blown dead.
Well, their coaches are complaining. Again, was there an inadvertent whistle? But it doesn't matter. Time runs out, so the sack will – and the first half here, the Jersey Shore Bulldogs trotting off the field. Not the smoothest of first halves, but nice offensive play by the Bulldogs. You put 3 scores on the board, and the defense comes up, even though a little bit of a scare there on that last drive with the big sack to end the half. We're going to take a break, come back after you hear from our sponsors for the halftime stats and a recap of the scoring drives. You are listening to high school football on the Bear Country Sports Network.
Always supporting the Jersey Shore Bulldogs, it's the Twilight Diner in Loganton, open 7 days and featuring a full menu, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and daily specials so good people ask for their food by name, and they bring that great taste on the road with the Twilight Diner on wheels. And now at this area's newest venue for weddings, reunions, and gatherings, Miller's Barn in Tylersville. Hold your next event in the middle of Amish country. Twilight Diner, 603 North Mill Street, Loganton, 570-725-3911 for takeout.
Need insurance? See Fager Insurance. Fager Insurance at 511 East Church Street in Lock Haven is an independent agency representing Erie Insurance. Fager Insurance works for you to get the best coverage at the best possible price with superior service. You are the person that counts. If you have a loss or claim, Fager Insurance will be there to guide you through the process. Fager Insurance offers auto, home, flood, business, and life insurance. Since 1964, Clinton County residents have trusted Fager Insurance at 511 East Church Street, Lock Haven. You should too. Fager Insurance.
Life moves pretty fast, and so does technology. So we should be proud that after over 40 years, Reese's Print Shop in Lock Haven still provides excellent work for everyone in Bear Country. So many other print shops have closed their doors, but Randy Reese still offers digital and offset printing at competitive prices, and they're fast. Reese's Print Shop, 7 East Main Street, Lock Haven. Stop in, email Randy at Reese'sPrintShop.com or call 570-748-6528. Reese's Print Shop. See what we can do for you or your company.
At Taco Bell, we like to keep mornings simple because before 11 a.m., you're not down for whatever.
No.
You're not interested in trying new things.
No.
You want a breakfast that's toned down and delicious, like the Breakfast Crunch Wrap with fluffy eggs, sausage, melty cheese, and a crispy hash brown and a grilled tortilla.
I want to eat that.
See? You may not be a morning person, but it's morning, and you're a person. Taco Bell breakfast, served until 11 a.m. At participating Taco Bell stores during breakfast hours only while supplies last.
B.A. Meixel is a local residential, commercial, and industrial electrical contractor. With over 10 years servicing North Central Pennsylvania, B.A. Meixel has built relationships with home and business owners in Jersey Shore and beyond. Trust B.A. Meixel's trained electricians for all of your electrical needs. Take advantage of their industry-leading warranties. Call 570-398-7837 today to find out more. B.A. Meixel Electric, a proud supporter of Jersey Shore sports.
A proud supporter of the Jersey Shore Bulldogs, TLC Fuels is a family-owned local business. Established in 1998, TLC Fuels serves residential, farm, and commercial customers from their Jersey Shore location just off of Route 220 at the Pine Creek exit. From fuel oil to diesel fuel and gasoline, TLC Fuels has thrived on a consistent dedication to you and your family. Call 570-753-5722 today.
WQBR 99.9 FM.
Nate Carpenter, Doug Byerly, we are back. It is the halftime report here. It's been an awesome night, man. This weather's fantastic. You know, it was a unique first half. 18-0 is the score. Jersey Shore up against the Green Dragons, but the Green Dragons not backing down. Even in the last part of the second quarter, they're trying to put some points on the board. They did complete some passes and looked fresh. So, Doug, before we get to the stats, scores, and whatnot here, let's talk about our sponsors.
Yep, we'll give a shout-out again to our patron sponsors, Stephen and Lisa Wadsworth from Lock Haven. Full package support of our broadcast and support of Jersey Shore High School football this season. The kickoff, Joe's Equipment, Cement Drive, Jersey Shore. Make sure you visit them for all your steel product parts and service needs. And our out-of-town scoreboard, which we'll get to in the next segment, Tie a Dot and Embroidery, for all your screen printing and embroidery needs, and all the other sponsors that you see on the YouTube feed in the ballgame. Interesting first half, Nate. We'll do a scoring recap. Jersey Shore put 6 points on the board in quarter number 1, 12 points on in quarter number 2. They ran 41 plays, did the Bulldogs, to 29 for Lewisburg. Time of possession, pretty even. Jersey Shore 13-20. The Green Dragons, Lewisburg 10-40. And that's something, Nate, that you talked about. Lewisburg trying to slow the game down, took their time, used it up on every possession, had 1 or 2 delay of game penalties as well. But that's what they want to do, keep the ball out of the Bulldogs' hands in tonight's ball game. For the Bulldogs, they scored in their first drive, 2 plays. Let me flip that over, 6 plays, 46 yards, touchdown run by Tate Seacrest. Point after attempt was no good, line drive. Had a couple drives there in the middle of the first quarter and into the second quarter. 6 drives total in the ball game, but then got it going in the second quarter a little bit. 2 plays, 21 yards. 2-point conversion try was no good at the 2:16 mark of the first quarter, and the Bulldogs led 12-0. And then later on in quarter number 2, that was in the second quarter. Quarter number 2, 8 plays, 44 yards. Tate Sechrist capped that off with a 6-yard touchdown run. Again, 2-point conversion was no good. We'll go back to that second touchdown, Nate. That was the one where there was a whistle somewhere, and everybody stopped, and the officials let the play go on, and the Bulldogs not able to convert. So they've tried the 2-point conversions 2 times, not able to get either one to make up the missed PAT on that drive number 1. So not the plethora of scoring that you have seen, but sometimes that's good. We've had so many one-sided ball games in the last couple years. The Bulldogs tonight going for win number 31 in a row in the regular season, that you need to be tested. And they are getting a little bit of a test here tonight, but they still lead on the scoreboard 18-0 over Lewisburg.
Yeah, it's been an exciting first half. At the same time, we'll get into some stats here. Before we do, though, Doug, I just want to mention, Lewisburg not backing down tonight. Jersey Shore playing excellent football, but I see that the dams could break at any point in time, but yet it hasn't. So let's talk about the stats, Doug.
So through the ground game, which has led the way in both week number 1 and is leading the way here tonight, Tate Sechrist leads the way, 15 carries, 71 yards, and the 2 TDs. I forgot to mention that in the recap. 6-yard touchdown run on that first drive, 5-yard touchdown run in quarter number 2. Elijah Jordan, nice first half, 10 carries, 66 yards. Jaron Loomis chipping in as well, 6 carries for 22 yards and the 1-yard touchdown run. Through the air, Loomis not bad, 5 for 9. And has that 1 interception. And looking here who leads the way with the catches. I don't have all of that. I apologize for that. But we did fumble the ball one time. Peyton Samar put it on after a catch. Lewisburg able to recover that. So have done a pretty good job, have the Bulldogs, in regard to not putting the ball on the ground. But the one that they did put on the ground, they lost in that second quarter.
Yeah. Stats don't lie. Time of possession doesn't lie. Jersey Shore has looked effective tonight, probably the first time in a while. We haven't seen the wow factor, but they've looked great.
Yeah, and what we just talked about, Nate, sometimes you're going to get tested. You're going for your 31st regular season win in a row. And again, we'll go back to that. So in District 4 history, there's only one other program that has won 30 or more games regular season in a row, and everybody could guess who that is. Southern Columbia, I think, till last year when they lost 3 regular season games, they had won 70 or 80 some regular season games in a row. So that's an anomaly, but the Bulldogs have put themselves in some pretty rarefied air if they get the win tonight to go to 31. But they want to be challenged, and they are getting challenged here tonight. What we saw, Nate, that's unusual is the defense, while has been really good against the run, giving up some pass plays where they were there to make the plays defensively and just did not get up to either knock it down or make the interception. That's a point of conversation here at halftime tonight.
Even with my headset on, I can tell you, I thought I could faintly hear Alex Jackson screaming from inside the locker room because, he'll figure out 25 ways now till next Tuesday to lose a game. His defenses are stingy. They don't like to even give up a first down, let alone a touchdown. So they've gone back to the drawing board and talked about some of those things.
And that's what you got to make those adjustments. And this is a fairly young team in regard to experience in their starting roles. Pretty good first half. You're up 3 scores. You have a chance to hopefully add 1 or 2 here in quarter number 3 and stretch it out a little bit where you can get a little bit more comfortable. But the Bulldog defense overall has played pretty well tonight.
They have. So let's go back to the station for a minute here before we get to the second half. You're listening and watching Jersey Shore High School football on the Bear Country Sports Network.
For a great time, make it Bald